Emperor Qin's Great Wall ran along what was the country's first northern frontier. In the following dynasty, the Han, the Great Wall extended its reach into the Gobi Desert, responding to new areas of enemy attack.
Different dynasties built walls in different places often, and if they were building new wall, that would be a greenfield project.
During the Han Dynasty, building techniques remained much the same, but the sandy soil in the desert had to be reinforced by adding reeds between the layers. It was over a millennium later before the construction of the Great Wall took a great leap forward. The builders of the Ming Dynasty made a wall that was much bigger, grander, and stronger. They were desperate to repel a wave of Mongol attacks that were becoming ever more fierce and relentless.
There was a major raid in this area in 1550. Several thousands of Mongols got inside the wall. That was a devastating raid. 60,000 Chinese killed, 40,000 taken prisoner, several 100,000 head of livestock lost. And the Chinese response to that raid, or part of the response, was to rebuild the wall of stone and mortar, a lot like the mortar that you see right here. And that was a significant advance over the wall that was built before that. That wall was generally just dry stones piled on top of each other.
China's defenses were being put to the most severe of tests, cannons fired with gunpowder. The Ming Dynasty's response was to build stone walls and eventually use even tougher, kiln-fired bricks. Each brick was brought up the sheer slopes and put in place by hand.
And this brick here is an example of a stamp that was put in the brick before it was fired, and the information that it tells us is it was made in the 5th year of the Wanli reign, which is 1577, by the Shitang Lu military company, which was based about 30 kilometers away from here.
Much of the Great Wall that tourists see today are made up of such bricks, dating from the most spectacular and productive period of construction during the 15th and 17th centuries. At the most impressive sections near Beijing, the Great Wall towers 25 feet high and 30 feet wide at the base. The structure took shape over the years to incorporate passes, signal towers, and watchtowers, all designed to make the wall into an impenetrable defense barrier.
The watchtower that we're seeing here was part of a large project to build towers from the ocean to an area west of Beijing, starting in around 1569. The main purpose of the towers is to provide shelter from Mongol bows and arrows.
Watchtowers were the mainstay of China's defense strategy. Soldiers would keep a close watch from these lookout points and launch preemptive strikes. In the event of a raid, the Chinese had to mobilize troops instantly. They developed a signaling system that used the wall to communicate over vast distances in a matter of minutes.
Smoke and fire were the main methods used in the signal system. Smoke during day and fire during night to show the amount of the enemy.
The number of the signals indicated the strength of the enemy. One signal would mean that there were 100 enemy soldiers approaching. 2 would mean 500, and 3, 1,000. 4 fires indicated an approaching army of 5,000. It's said that in extreme emergencies, wolf dung was added to the fire to make the smoke thick and black. To this day, the Chinese phrase wolf smoke means crisis. The Great Wall enabled rulers to communicate efficiently with faraway troops. However, in the wrong hands, the effectiveness of the signaling system could lead to disaster. King Yo, leader of the Zhao kingdom, fell in love with a beautiful slave named Baozi. So taken was he with his lover that he dethroned his original queen and had Baozi crowned in her place. Baozi was a woman of exceptional beauty, but she was known for never smiling, in spite of the best efforts of King Yo.
Queen Baozi did not like smiling, so in order to make her smile, King Yu thought of all kinds of methods, but failed for many times.
King Yo finally came up with a plan with the help of a cunning court official. The official suggested he play a practical joke on his commanders by lighting smoke signals and fooling them into believing they were under attack. And the shock on their faces when they rushed to the palace and found they'd been tricked would surely make the queen smile at last.
When the princes arrived, they saw the king. They saw no enemy but the king and the smiling queen. The queen was smiling because maybe she never saw such a funny thing. And the king was happy. But the princes, you can imagine, they were very angry.
The commanders had lost trust in their king they'd rushed to protect. Later, when an armed rebellion broke out and the palace was indeed under siege, the king ordered signal fires to be lit from towers all along the wall. But this time, none of his troops came to his rescue. The rebels stormed the palace, and King Yo and Queen Baozi were taken and killed.
The Western Zhou ended. The Eastern Zhou started. So, the story of the beautiful lady and the smoke signal and the tyrant King Yu destroyed the smoke signal system.
Today, modern technology sends messages across the vast landscapes instantly. Wires take the place of smoke and carry messages further than ever before.